What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the German Bear Podcast. And today we got day 4 recap of the 2022 Chicago Bears training camp. The Bears were really going at it at day 4 again. Lots of competitive stuff is happening between offense and defense. Velus Jones Jr. is putting on a show, as well as the defensive back rookies once again. So with that being said, let's get right into it and talk about today's practice. First of all, we had the same kind of agenda as the last couple of days. Some 11 on 11s, some 7 on 7s, some one-on-ones, some special teams, and some cool indie drills as well. So let's get started and talk about the offensive performance today. And the offense today had some ups and some downs, but it's really putting it together at the moment. Obviously, you have way more new people on offense than on defense. On defense, you still have your biggest impact players. On offense, you still have David Montgomery, but you lost a couple of guys there. So it obviously takes time to just implement that new offense. So it's nice seeing them just getting into rhythm slowly and just evolving as an entire offense. As for Justin Fields today, he had once again a pretty good day, connected on a lot of deep throws today. So that was nice to see a 60-yard throw to Isaiah Coulter. Also twice with rookie Velus Jones Jr. He is looking really good. He had one of his best days, and he just displayed great touch today on these deep throws. He also had to escape the pocket a couple of times, but did really nice job with these, evading pressure and just gaining some yards, which is important as well, especially with this year's O-line. He also had another sidearm throw in there to fit it into a tight window to Khalil Herbert. Already, again, showing that he can adjust to the situation and just adjusting his arm to the situation, throwing with a different arm lock. That's kind of nice as well. So Justin Fields, not that many reports about him today, but still pretty good day and just showing what he can do, commanding the offense and connecting on a lot of deep throws, which is one of his biggest strengths. So nice seeing him using that already in training camp early. So moving on to the wide receivers, Velus Jones Jr. is absolutely turning heads and impressing very early on in training camp. His route running is looking way better than expected, very crisp, very sharp. Also, you see just his 4.3 speed. It's absolutely insane. On one-on-ones, I did not see the defensive back there, but he absolutely burned the defensive back. Was nowhere around him, so that was kind of sick. He's just showing out at the moment. Also, he's displaying good hands. Really nice catch on Kyler Gordon in 11 on 11. It was just an amazing adjustment and catch by him there. He did not really burn him. Kyler Gordon had good coverage, but just the adjustment at the end was pretty good by him. So he's just developing really quickly and is looking like he will be a big part of the 2022 Chicago Bears offense. He also received a end around, so getting involved multiple ways and using your probably most explosive player. And that means a lot with having Darnell Mooney on offense as well. But Velus Jones Jr. is just explosive. Chris Fink is also a name that was mentioned today. He got a nasty route on Tavon Young, so that was kind of surprising and was cool to see, but not more about him. And N'Keal Harry also with a good catch at the sideline on Eddie Jackson. He just goes up and gets it. That's what is one of his biggest strengths, so utilizing his big body. And if you can continue doing that kind of style with Equanimous St. Brown, we at least got two guys that can go up and get it at times and just be that kind of red zone threat that we definitely want to have on offense. Also, Byron Pringle had some nice catches over the middle. That was nice to see, but not a lot more about the receivers. Mooney just being Mooney. He's obviously getting catches every single day, but nothing too exciting about him today. The tight ends, we definitely got a tight end screen today to Ryan Griffin for a nice gain. So him being involved after his veteran day off is quite nice. And also just seeing that he gets a tight end screen is kind of cool. I think that's always a dangerous play to have in your back pocket. And Cole Kmet had a solid day, but heard nothing too specific or inspecific about him today. The offensive line, Lucas Patrick now is officially out for 6 weeks. That's his timetable at the moment, but it is expected that he will be ready for week 1. And if he's ready for week 1, I think our offensive line now is looking kind of better than before by a big margin. I mean, now at the moment, today's starters were Riley Reith at left tackle. He finally took first team reps in team. Cody Whitehair back from his veteran day. Mustafa slash Kramer at center. Right guard was Michael Schofield today, so he finally took reps with the first as well. And Larry Borum at right tackle. So if Lucas Patrick comes back for week one, we have a O-line with Reith, Whitehair, Patrick, Schofield, and Borum. I think that's a pretty solid offensive line. And then you also have Braxton Jones, who comes in at times in teams for left tackle Riley Reeve as well. So you have your young and very talented swing tackle in him. Tevin Jenkins, there's still some kind of weird things going on with him and some rumors about him and Chris Morgan not having the best connection at the moment. So it's something definitely we have to follow along. But at the moment, I'm pretty okay with the offensive line at the moment. They allowed some pressures early in team today, but obviously it's a new constellation, so it can be some communication problems, but they really put it together later on, which is great to see. So I'm more confident in the offensive line than I was some weeks earlier, so that's something good to report on, and I'm kind of happy how it turned out the last couple of days. So with that being said, let's move on to the defense. And the defense, first of all, starting off with the defensive line, Justin Jones continues to put together a good training camp and is just straight up pressuring Justin Fields a lot. I mean, he gets good pressure. That's nice to see. You want your 3 tech to be pretty good in that 4-3 defense. So Justin Jones is showing out already. Sam Kamara was also name mentioned today. He had nice pressures off the edge as well. And also Dominique Robinson was with the starters again. So I love seeing that. He had some good pursuit today as well by reports. So him putting up a quietly pretty good camp for a rookie 5th rounder. Al-Qadim Muhammad drew a holding call today on a tight end. That would have been a tackle in the backfield on the running back. So him being named today as well was nice. So the defensive line had some names today that were mentioned. So that's good. And I can't wait for Monday for the first padded practice. Linebackers, Nicholas Morrow, with almost a play of the day, Eddie Jackson blitzed off the edge there, forced Justin to throw into his check down into the flats to David Montgomery, and Morrow read it perfectly and almost picked it off, but still made the pass breakup at least. But if he picked that, that probably would have been the play of the day. But still, Nicholas Morrow showing that he can just read offenses quickly and reacted fast, showed off his speed, and always made a play. So nice seeing that. And he also spoke in the presser about how he feels with calling plays, and he just said that he feels very comfortable. So nice hearing that as well, with Roquan Smith being expected playing the will linebacker position. As for the cornerbacks, Jalen Johnson was mentioned today, and he's looking really sharp. Had a nice pass breakup on Byron Pringle. Duke Shelley is a name that got mentioned again. He had a pass breakup on Darnell Mooney and is quietly having a pretty solid camp overall, having some pass breakups and just impressing some coaches as well, so that's nice. Kyler Gordon got beat at times today, but I mean, when he got beat, he still was around the receiver in great coverage. I never saw him really getting beat badly by any receiver. The throw just beat him there by Justin, and he also had a interception on one-on-ones. Plus, in team, he blitzed in the nickel off the edge. So once again, in the nickel and on outside. But I like seeing him being involved into the offense because he's such an electric player, and we have to use him several ways. That's just something that really can benefit the defense. So that already wraps it up for the defense. The defense had a solid day, lots of pass breakups, lots of pressures on the offensive line. So that's something you can definitely build up on, and it's just looking good. They're still embracing that hits philosophy, hitting the ball every single play, no matter if it's caught or not. They're just always around the ball. So that's definitely exciting. So finishing up the defense, let's move on to special teams. And with special teams today, we got something on punters and kickers. Trenton Gill once again did kickoff, so that's cool to see. And I guess, I don't know if that's already a thing, but Cairo Santos and Trenton Gill, maybe Trenton Gill will take over the kickoff duties. That's something we'll wait and see on. But I mean, Cairo then can totally focus on kicking field goals. So I will definitely keep an eye on that, and we'll keep you updated. He also showed good power on punts as well as kickoffs, booming in out of the end zone a lot. And Cairo Santos today nailed a 52-yarder by the end of practice and is looking good by reports as well. Made some good 50-plus yard field goals. So, I mean, Cairo Santos is just a solid player that will make field goals, and I'm just confident in him and have no problem with that. So that wraps up day 4 of the 2022 Chicago Bears training camp. Sorry for uploading that late, but I had something that got into my way, so the upload is a bit late, but I still wanted to give you guys my opinion on all the things that were happening at training camp. Lots of good things. The offense, like I said, is slowly putting it together, and it's exciting to see how Luke Getsy is actually putting together the actual offense and just creating it around Justin Fields. The defense is looking sharp. I'm excited to watch them play in preseason, in the actual season as well. And special teams is doing good too. So I'm just excited and can't wait for Monday to come with the first padded practice actually happening. I will definitely keep you updated on that as well. There will be the first live action of practice of training camp, so it will be pretty interesting to see what happens there. And with that being said, that's the end of the episode, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Check out Instagram if you want to as well. And as always, guys, bear down.